Hi, this is Robin with Weight Loss Apocalypse. Okay, you guys, so in this little bit of a session that you're going to watch right now, we are discussing, my God, I totally forgot what we were discussing. Hold on. What were we discussing? I remember. So this little clip, we're discussing a couple things. The first thing she asks is what my education is in. If I have any education in, theory, psychology, whatnot, and it's a great question. So I answer it in this clip. The other real emphasis that I loved about this session, there's a lot of things I like about this session with this recovering / almost recovered anorexic bulimic who's 40, who suffered since he was a teenager. Went to, clinics, had therapy, and nothing really seemed to ever do much. And if it did, it was very temporary. Anyway, so she's on the other side of this recovery process and feeling kind of like, I don't know if letdown's a good word, but almost bored with like how easy things are. And she'll say, I wouldn't take it back. I'm not going to change anything, but it's so not like intense the way my life was before. And so in this clip I'm discussing the specialness that a lot of people get out of even just identifying with an eating disorder, claiming I'm a food addict or claiming I'm anorexic, claiming whatever you have, whether it's I claim to be depressed, I claim to have PTSD, I claim trauma, I claim my eating disorder, whatever someone attaches themselves to, they may be getting a sense of specialness. I had one client who was having incredible anger and resentment around her friends who seemed to have an easier life, like compared to hers. And she would get angry, and she wouldn't treat them poorly, but there underneath it all was anger, and there was something we had been talking about, what she gets out of that anger, and some of it is the specialness of, oh, you think your life is hard? Well, my life is really hard. So there's something you're getting, there's like an advantage to having hardship for some people. It's like reverse narcissism, where, well, it is a form of narcissism, where you're competing against other people's hardships. So by catastrophizing your issues, you're benefiting in your own sense of specialness. So in this clip, I'm discussing how people get specialness out of their issues. They like to, sorry, totally distracted by that fly. So they get specialness out of the eating disorder. They like to talk about it. They like to identify by it. I have these issues. They'll actually use their eating disorder as a weapon. Similarly, you've probably met people who use their own trauma story as a weapon against other people, so that other people fear hurting them. It's like demanding special treatment. And so it's a form of narcissism. So when someone recovers, they have to surrender the specialness. They have to surrender the I'm different than you. And that can feel, neutrality and ease in that case can feel boring. There's a level of like letdown for some people. So, all right. Well, so in this, I'm discussing the potential that this client may have really gotten something out of her struggle, like a story, or I don't know. Everybody is so different. So enjoy this session. If you want to watch the whole thing, please join the Patreon group the link is below, that you donate a minimum of $5 a month to support the work that I'm doing and to spread this information. If you would like to work with me, I work directly with people from all over the globe. This woman is actually American, but she's in Germany, so I think she's in Germany. We're Skyping in this session. So there's a link to my website as well below. Fill in the information request form. I've got lots of open time right now. I could probably talk to you today. So, all right. Enjoy. To who
All right,
I am.
I have to ask this. I know you're recording this, but I have to ask this. So I know you have a degree. It's exercise something.
Science, yeah. It's like the physiology, the cell biology, and the science of the human body in physical activity.
Do you also have like a philosophy degree?
Nope.
Or that's somewhere in there?
Nothing.
Okay. All right.
School hard knocks. I have my recovery.
Okay.
Right, but I don't even have that because it was handed to me. I swear to God. So I think I have a heart to help others. That's what I have.
Yeah,
I do
definitely.
feel like I have some sense of
talking, like, does she know she's talking way past what I can understand right now? Like, I need to think really hard.
No, and you should tell me those things when you don't understand it. Because I have to be able to communicate, and that I think is the hardest part of what I'm doing. Is I may have a sense of where you're coming from, but I don't necessarily have the language ability to explain it.
Right. Because we all have different angles on our language and whatnot. And
totally.
Yeah, and I think you do a good job. I think you do a great job, actually. Like, wait a minute, slow down, I gotta think.
No, I get that. And sometimes I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Where I'm thinking something and I'm like, I don't know where that came from or how that. I didn't even understand what I said, and it's okay too. So, because I'm okay being wrong. I could be wrong, but you're in a position to where my wrong might be better than yours at this point. At least they're in terms of wrongness. This wrong is alleviating that wrong for the moment. So, hey, that's the risk you take when you reach for help. Even when you were going to an eating disorder clinic, that type of money, that type of, guidance is huge investment, especially if they're telling you what you can and cannot eat and how to eat, and that it's a food issue. You're spending a lot of money to continue to do what you do on your own in a different way, and those are people who have all sorts of degrees and studies and, so it's, what are you paying for? You paying for someone to tell you what to do, or are you paying to be told what you need to do to surrender? You know what I mean? It's like, what are you looking for? Some people just want more rules because they don't want to surrender their story. They get a sense of specialness by the drama. That's something too. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but some people really feel special because their story is so bad, to the point where they are competing in whose story is worse than whose. They want the worst story because it gives them a sense of specialness and separation. Superiority. It's a real twisted way to feel superior. I'm superior to you. My pain is superior to yours. People do that listening to these YouTube videos. Well, Robin doesn't know how bad my story is. Yeah. Because my story is so bad, it's unfixable. Well, that means you don't want it to be fixed.
It's true.
When you're ready for...
it's painful to go through it to get fixed, too. But I've met, or not necessarily met firsthand, but, seen speakers and this and that, and just their stories and their lives of horrifying, horrificness. And they're amazing people that you just want to be around all the time because they're not in that anymore. But once you hear their story, it's like wow, that's amazing what they did.
And some people will change their story so that they, in their mind, and catastrophize it so that they have so that if they are, it makes them unhelpable. So even if you are miserable in a horribly dark place, you'd rather keep the story and take some type of drug. or
Yeah.
antidepressant, or just keep on going to the next therapist so you can keep on telling the same sob story to feel bad about yourself. Yeah. So when you get to recovery, the willingness to surrender the story sometimes is the hardest part. It's like with you and your parents. It's like you'd have to change the whole story. You can't change them. You can't change how they did things, but you'd have to change how you positioned yourself to protect one parent. Again, that victim, persecutor, rescuer triangle, the Karpman's, Karpmans, Karpman drama triangle. I'm going to write about this in my next Weight Loss Apocalypse book around the codependency and the need to protect and rescue someone, and also the perception of being persecuted. Every person I work with has a codependent relationship. That's it, or we're raised in codependency, which is why they mimic the same relationship with the body and the diet and food. It's almost like your own little drama triangle that doesn't include people. It's your body that you've created, a persecutor. Food is also the persecutor. Thinnerness will be the rescue. The diet is the rescuer to that solution. Life is horrible, so therefore I need the food. So the diet becomes your persecutor, and you're going to get your food for this moment. It's just how that works. So you can look at, even your recovery process and how you surrender all of this, and then look at the underlying issue around how you related to your own tribe and how dysfunctional that was. It's like, well, no wonder you went this direction. You were attracted to the same type of dysfunction. You're a victim of your body. You need to lose weight, and when you do, you'll feel so much better about it. We have what you need. You could look at that and go, holy shit, no wonder. And it's so innocent that I would make that transfer.
Right. Yeah.
And it was innocent that where I was in terms of how I related to my dad, and innocent in terms of how I was positioned with my mom. There's so much innocence in a child who is put in that position. And it's innocent that your parents put you in that position. Did they really know what they were doing when there was divorce abuse going on? They're not divorced, are they?
No.
Yeah, but there is relationship abuse going on.
Yeah.
That might as well have been divorce abuse. But anyways, so yeah, surrendering that really leaves you with, it's boring. It's, what's the goal? What am I doing? There is this nothingness around recovery that is, on one hand, so relieving, God sent, a miracle.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, there is this space of like, well, what do I do? What's next? The beauty of that space is that you either can choose to repeat your history by becoming passive again and letting the drama passively become an issue, or you become proactive around creation. You are now the creator of life. I get to create, and there is no one I have to go to for permission. I don't need anybody's approval. I get to now start the creative process which is so inherent to human quality. Human beings, similar to other mammals, we kind of have our uniqueness. A dog is unique in their incredible degree of love and loyalty and how they are as pack animals. And we have an incredible gift of creativity, exploration, the willingness to take risk, and that's where you're at now.
Yeah, I think so.
So you get to decide what's next. And does it need to be, I have to keep on improving myself?
No, it's not going to be.
Well, does it make sense to keep on saying, I have to improve myself? Does it make sense to do that when, no matter what you think you need to improve upon, okay, this might be over your head or not. I'm going to try to communicate it.
Okay.
But the way of being you're at is what creates the goal. So is the goal really improving upon yourself if it's created from your current state of awareness?
No.
It's basically the
Right.
same thing. You're just
It's
using.
like a lateral move, right?
It is a
That's what
lateral
you're saying.
move, and often when you create the goal, you have this weird perception that it's going to be an elevation, like I'm elevating myself. And so there is the mirage of betterment and reward. And so you do all this work, you attain the goal, and you feel no different. In fact, there is a feeling of I didn't get what I thought I was going to get by getting a degree. There's a sense of accomplishment, but I'm not necessarily feeling like I'm a different person. There's no difference in who I am before. Right. Although I'm not as ignorant, I have discernment around where there's ignorance. There's a lot of benefit. I'm using college as an example. But you're the same. There is a similar personality that there. It's not like you're improving upon who you are. You are who you are. I don't know if there's really any real progress or change to that from birth to death. It's just there's change in your awareness. You know?
Yeah.
What you're aware of changes. But is your personality really different than what it was authentically as a child?
Yeah, no.
You may eliminate codependency, eliminate drama, be more forgiving. But those are states of awareness. That's consciousness. Those are people's awareness levels. Like there's an awareness that if I am judgmental, there is a downside to, oh my God, so